welcome to the Learn Dota 2 League Season 20, Week 5. Today we're taking a look at Clock and Ball Torture, that's the Charlie Wang team, taking on How to Train Your Guardian, that's the Granola team, though he hasn't picked his captain yet. There we go. With me here today, somehow, is, Disturbed Jocker. I've not had to look it up yet. Both times I had to think about it for a second, but I actually got it, I think. That's your name, right?
It's a memorable name, you know?
Almost.
Yeah. Sometimes memorable.
One stand in this game, so who's that? Looking at... that's interesting, the Muerta ban. It's been
I'm assuming it's another respect ban.
It's been dominating on the Brion team. It's not... I don't think it's been picked by anybody else, really. Particularly often this season. Ban on the Lina, ban on the Disruptor, ban on the Axe.
Nothing crazy, early. A little bit early to be banning things like Mortalina, but it's not a huge deal.
Yeah, just looking at comfort. Interestingly, not really looking at comfort for Granola, I don't think, for the most part. DP ban, been seeing... I expect to see those a lot more in the coming weeks.
I mean, DP is actually not so crazy now, so I feel like because her Axe got nerfed pretty badly, she's quite underwhelming compared to how she was before this patch.
Never mind, I don't expect to see her at all. Weaver banned. I think the key to DP in LD2L is, historically, that the hero relies a great deal on coordination to actually thrive. Even with the Ags era of the meta. Very coordination reliant to thrive. The question on my mind is it worth banning against teams that are, you know, that have organization issues, that have that malice on them? Probably not, I would say. I think that's pretty much... you know, we saw that a couple of weeks ago with Hero Win running it, just running 1v5 and just exploding.
That's a great first pick. I like that a lot.
If you think that's a great first pick, you would love this season in LD2L, as that's the first pick in like 75% of games where it's not banned.
Yeah, you can't really go wrong with this hero.
Yeah. I mean, you can go wrong with this hero. It's just that when you go wrong with this hero, it's still not really bad.
Yeah, it's never really bad. But this
like,
is a
AA, huh?
First pick too. It's a little silly to first pick AA and ban Death Prophet, because really, if you're picking AA, nobody really wants to pick Death Prophet most of the time.
Yeah.
It's a rough matchup. It's a strange choice, but I think
yeah. You see that quite often in LD2L, is just they ban out the comfort, then they pick the counter pick. But then again, in fairness, you will see a lot of times in LD2L you get the counter pick that just makes the game look completely unplayable, and then it just like either flops in... Usually what happens is it'll just flop in lane against something else and then not be able to stop the counter pick, or they just execute it weird or bad and it just doesn't work.
Ban Legion.
Yep.
They're basically just banning triple offlaner. So.
Yeah, the Charlie Wang is the captain of this team. He's usually the off. He's been playing with his team's positions. Every time he's done that, he's lost. But he's been playing with his team's positions recently. Hasn't been working out so much. You can assume he's probably going to be the off lane again. This guy
he's
is
a flexible player.
This guy, yeah, he is the top MMR player in the entire league right now, I believe. He's either number 1 or number 2.
What is that MMR? What is he?
I think right now I don't actually know at the top of my head, because it's been like a little bit since he's sent a badge, but he's like Ancient 3, Ancient 4. Started off the season Ancient 1. So he's not ahead by like a million miles or anything, but he is a top MMR player of the season. Second place is Brion, third place I think Megaman, and below that is all under 4K. No, I think Giraffe is above 4K right now, but that's it.
Juggernaut's second phase ban is truly a unique choice.
Second pick. But yeah. Yeah, especially when you get this pick order, you definitely have the ability to pick this guy up later on in your draft.
Not really. I would love to be a fly on the wall to know what the thought process was behind the Juggernaut second base pick. Perhaps it's a Juggernaut support.
Yeah, it could be. I think it's just, that's a big comfort hero for Krem. I think it's his most played hero, it's his top win rate hero. So, they don't want to run the risk. I think it's a real risk of seeing the immediate steal of it by Granola here. Only problem is that Granola plays this guy, and that sucks. I didn't even get to finish my sentence before he picked that.
It's an interesting matchup, but I think it's like Ursa favorite, but not like the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, it used to be the worst thing in the world. I think for a long time that was the worst pause 1 to pause 1 matchup, like globally, was Jug and Ursa. He just never won that. Now it's closer to the center. The only times that wasn't the case were like when Jug was like super ballin'.
They need an offlaner who has mobility right now.
Well, first things first, they need somebody with stuns. Before you even start talking about what it would be nice for the offlane to have, we need some ability to take less than 5 hours to kite the Ursa and to stop the Death Ward.
I think they could possibly look for like a... Funny enough, Primal Beast offlane could actually be kind of cool.
PB...
They get mobility to get away from the Ursa. They get some control. Would actually be kind of cool.
The lane is kind of rough, but it's not like one of the worst Ursa lanes. And
it's about surviving it, really.
Yeah, the lane is rough, but it's not one of the worst survival lanes. The long game could definitely be favoring him. I don't think he's ever going to be that good against here, so that's an interesting pick.
So there's like the classic, the classic no stun support duo.
Hey, that's not true. The AA gets the stun if you stand there for 3 minutes.
Yeah, and have no dispels.
Yeah.
That's possible.
If you have no dispels, like say Ursa hitting R or getting a shard and hitting Q, then it works.
So this offlaner has some very big shoes to fill right now.
Yeah.
Because he has to... Mars could be cool. Mars could be fine. Could actually survive the lane very well against the Ursa. He's actually... Mars is one of the few offlaners who has... Like, fundamentally, he lanes against Ursa incredibly well. So...
Yep. There's not many explicitly good matchups. He is one of them. He always has to not get Ursa in his face, which I mean that's obvious. That's because that's for everyone. So there is an execution factor to it. They're going to pick up Void Spirit here.
I don't know what this is about. I am assuming this is a mid lane Void Spirit. They're gonna last pick their offlaner, but it's okay.
Stands to reason, I suppose. It's the star of the show for the Charlie Wang team, so it'll make sense to hold him.
If he picks Mars here, it would probably be the absolute best thing they can get on offlane.
The Void Spirit pick I like better in a vacuum than I do with a team comp. If you had a stronger support line, I would like it a lot. Because you don't, not so much.
To be honest, this Void Spirit pick is bad. Because they... Like, this support duo and this mid lane, these two things go really against each other. These two supports are very immobile, very slow. Void Spirit is very mobile, very fast. He wants people to be with him. He wants like a lion with a blink. He wants a shaman with a blink. What's AA gonna do? What's Silencer gonna do?
Yeah.
Not much.
Oh, there's your guy.
Don't do it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at there. If you had a support line that was, beyond all of that, right? Looking at Void Spirit from the strategic level, you want a more mobile support line to actually be able to follow up on what you're doing. If you look at them from a more tactical level, you want supports with more ability to CC than this. Void Spirit doesn't want to live in the world where he gets to have a fun initiate and then immediately leave. He wants to kill somebody,
Yeah, he wants to actually do something. This is actually quite possibly the best lone druid game in the world, aside from there being an AA. So this is actually a problematic thing. AA is one of the strongest matchups against lone druid. So this lone druid pick is funny because of that. It's not great. But because the enemy has so little CC, like literally 0 CC, this lone druid can still thrive.
Hey, not
And
literally 0.
They have,
Never forget, they have cold feet.
yeah, you can cold feet into the Void Spirit Remnant. That's a stun.
I mean,
Hopefully.
the real politic, I think, is going to be that it's likely we're going to see a Yule's on the AA, it's likely we're going to see a Rod on the Silencer, and that's going to be our quote-unquote stuns on the Radiant. So it's not like in the long term of the game that they're going to have 0, but it's still very CC weak.
If they pick a Mars here, they will just win because Mars will fix their issues, and Mars is going to make sure that this lone druid dies every single fight with nothing that he can do.
10 seconds remaining.
Mars is also quite good against Ursa. Really good against Ursa. If they pick any other offlaner that isn't Mars, it's going to be quite sad, and he's not banned. He's perfectly free, ripe for the picking.
Does Chuck play it?
All
That is definitely not a hero you want to be trying out for the first time in a game like this. I mean, this ain't TI exactly. Better here than TI is what I always say, but this is not the easiest place to find your grounding with a brand new hero.
I'm curious to see what this lone druid. Do you know who's going to play lone druid?
I assume it's going to be Gundam.
Is he the mid player?
Yes.
Okay, so it's going to be a mid lone druid. That's nice.
Could be, I suppose. I've never seen them pick this hero before, so it might also be their stand-in, who I believe is going to be their offlane, so it might be a Pos 3 Druid.
Side lane druid is an abomination.
Okay,
This is-
what the hell is this? Okay, so now no matter what happens, it's going to be an abomination.
Yeah, I guess this is Ursa. Ursa carried.
It's
lone druid
definitely-
mid, and mid offlane.
Ursa won for sure. Enigma.
That's not what they needed, but okay.
Anti-mage is mid. Sloan Druid 3.
Okay, this lineup can win on Radiant, but it's very exploitable. And also, this Void Spirit realistically should not have a good time. He has a horrible matchup in mid. Actually, no, the fucking anti-mage is mid.
Yeah.
That's not a great matchup for him, though. Funny enough.
It's interesting in that I feel like a lot of times people see Ursa and they get that little bug in their back of the mind that says pick kiting heroes. But the problem is that if all you do is run away from the Ursa, then he's gonna catch you eventually, you know? Or you're just gonna run away from a tower and then get to watch him, you know, beat it down with his buddy the Lone Druid. Right? Like, I feel like the Void Spirit pick here came from a place of, oh, you know, pick kitey heroes, pick flighty heroes, just dodge, dodge, dodge. Don't let them get you.
It honestly feels like this Void Spirit was picked by someone that had no idea what's on his team. Like,
yeah, that's the
because
issue. There's
everything else is sort of cohesive, but the Void Spirit is just completely out of place. Dude's just lost. He walked in here accidentally.
yeah. No, you need things that are going to tee up for you to do big damage. You need things that are going to, yeah, it's a weird thing to say about a hero like the Void Spirit. Feels like in your brain, oh, this is a guy who he just sweeps. You know, he just 1v5. He sweeps. He's got his own stun. He's got everything going on. But that stun is like a mediocre one that hits one guy. You know, if a mediocre one that hits one guy and is one of the few stuns in the game that your supports can literally tank for you with their face. It's not really very often a self-sufficient hero. And this is definitely not going to be one of those games.
Very, very often, I would say in like 90% of games, draft is not something that loses you games. Like, especially in lower ranked games, the draft should not be something that lets you like feel too bad or too good. But this game, unfortunately, I think very difficult for Radiant to win with their draft. I really don't see how they win.
It's interesting because I kind of hate both of them. Goodbye, Juggernaut. At
They
least
got the
the
first
Radiant
blood.
gets the first blood, so there's that.
Yeah.
5 for a 1, so it's a little awkward, but he doesn't care that much since you can just TP right in the lane and be okay. Or you can just run there. It's still early enough before the runes. He's just gonna run in front of his creep wave here.
Void Spirit's doing a little too much of this courier. That courier is way out of the spawn. That's too far out that it actually doesn't have the buff, and it's gonna have to walk back in to actually get the items. So it's like
Dear
trying
Dota
to be
2,
efficient.
Dear Dota 2, here's a nice quality of life buff for you. Please make it so that if you select the courier and such.
Oh, that's pretty cool, yeah. Pretty sick.
Or, I mean, just do something about the mechanic, because it's kind of one of those, like, gotcha things. Like, how the Blank Dagger used to go further if you clicked further out.
Yeah, I mean, also you could just, like, put him and look at when the buff shows up and then just stop there, but no. This lane should be catastrophic. Like, this Enigma should die 4 times, honestly. Like, this lane has to have, like, at least 4 deaths in it. Or an Enigma jungling at level 2. Because I don't see a world where they get to live here. I guess if the Witch Doctor doesn't press any spells, maybe.
Yeah.
I know, even if
I don't know, can he... in my mind, maybe Enigmites suck too much right now for this to be the case, but surely if it's, like, turning bad for him, he can just basically sack the lanes, let the Enigmites do everything for him. Either way.
He could just jungle, yeah, but...
It's time for everyone's favorite part of the whole cast, the roll call. On the Clock and Ball Torture lineup, pause 1, you've got Krem on the Juggernaut. Pause 2, you've got Moon River on the Void Spirit. Pause 3, you've got Charlie Wang, captain of the team, on the Enigma. Pause 4, you have Piesvol, or Piekivol. You have this person, also known as Loe, many Declamando, many difficult to pronounce names, on the AA. Pause 5, you've got Black Joe on the silencer. They switched, actually. Usually Piasvol is the 5, but went the other way this time. Meanwhile, on the other side of the coin, 4, How to Train Your Guardian. Pause 1, you've got Granola, captain of the team, on the Ursa. Pause 2, you've got Gundam, aka Lumix, on the Anti-Mage. Pause 3, you've got Wild Daddy, standing in for Doughboy, on the Lone Druid. Pause 4, you've got Nenny, also known as Karisu, the titular Guardian, on the Shadow Shaman. Pause 5, you've got Barrett on the Witch Doctor.
Can you click on the Lone Druid's bear?
No.
Thanks. He does not have Blightstone. Oh my god, he's feeding the bear.
Not the bear. You just lost 0 int!
He just gave the jug 300 gold. Oh my god. That's so painful.
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
I just seeing your loved one die in front of you. That's my boy. He's even using the skin that I really like on the bear.
What's with you and the bear, huh?
Hey man, I have 700 days.
Do we need to have, like, a talk here? I mean, I don't know if it's like...
Listen, you know, what? Is it wrong for me to have a platonic connection of love and appreciation for the bear?
You literally have described yourself as having a spirit link with him before.
Yeah, platonic link.
A platonic spirit link.
Yes. There's no proof of me doing anything bad with the bear.
You're lucky chat died in the 90-minute podcast after the last game, or else, I swear to God, there would be so many raised eyebrows right now.
Yeah, chat left with the podcast. Didn't like it.
Yep. They rated thumbs down on Apple Pods.
Yeah. All went on mute mode. Farming views. Interesting 2 bracers on the Enigma, which would really do nothing for him in this lane. I'm also surprised that okay, this should be the first kill of the lane.
Yeah, it was by Tomato! Oh no, baby! Well, you were talking about 4 kills
Yeah,
for the Ursa, about 4 kills for the other bear.
yeah, they actually just
Tomato got his
apparently.
ass.
I'll be honest, I don't know if maybe I'm just completely wrong about how that lane should have went, or they've just been executing it really badly. Maybe Enigma is a stronger laner than I think.
I think the problem is for Ursa is that Enigma sees something he doesn't necessarily have a good answer to for a while into the lane, so early on in it that you're going to have situations like that. And he can't just run him over to level 6 because he has his stupid stun.
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of this should, like right now on level 3, especially with Witch Doctor hopefully having 2 points in Maledict here. Yeah, these should be a lot of kills happening. Like this A, for example, A is
What do you mean Krim
chaotic.
got a double kill?
Yeah, how does that happen? How?
Let's see it happening.
Hmm.
Not the
Oh,
cursing.
he missed micro this bear.
And Juggernaut gets the follow-up. Juggernaut does not get the follow-up. Juggernaut gets the follow-up. That's an awesome innate, by the way. We love seeing that. You know, it never works. I feel like it just never works. It's just annoying.
I mean, it used to be so much worse, but I hate
Yeah.
that innate. I think that innate and Disruptor's innate are two abominations in the game right now. Horrific.
Yeah, I don't think there will be many people who will disagree with you particularly on that.
Yeah, not a very controversial opinion. Those
Yeah.
two innates are.
I
Terrible.
would be like fine if you just got the innate and the shard version of the innate from the shard and you did not have it up until then. I would be like okay with that, I think. At least you have to invest. It's not something you get from level 1. You have to make an investment into it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Shaman innate right now, not crazy. It's completely fine now. After they nerfed it, it's whatever. But the Disruptor innate is still incredibly problematic. It's way too strong. Um, I don't really.
Where is my witch doctor? He is securing the rune. He is going bot?
He is walking around. I really despise side lane druid. It's so terrible. And not the fault of Wild Daddy in any means. It's just the fact that he's playing his hero on the side
Here
lane.
comes the witch doctor and just gets the kill instantly, pretty much.
Made it work, actually.
Gets the jump kill scare. Jump scare kill, rather.
The jump kill scare.
Gets
Oh,
something.
no, he never got it. Oh.
This top lane has thus far been since the double kill earlier, or not double kill, he got first blood. Since the single kill earlier has been just kind of nothing happening. For the most part, I like
just,
this.
Ursa getting unhappy.
Well, Ursa can't be that
Yeah,
unhappy.
yeah,
He stopped the
yeah.
last hit charts, and Enigma is
Yeah.
second place. It's just everybody is ignoring actually killing the other guy and just hitting creeps lane.
He's unhappy because he probably would have liked to get some kills in this lane, but his witch doctor is a tourist
Tri-lane!
walking around.
This isn't tourism, this is TI3. We got the tri-lane down here.
Yeah, working out. This guy over here just fighting for his life for each last hit.
Speaking of fighting for his life for each last hit, Moon River not having the best time down here in the river.
Anti-mage actually dumpstering this lane, which makes sense because anti-mage is
Down,
Yeah,
down
dead.
almost, yep. Down almost 10 last hits, down 10 denies, and now down to death.
unfortunate.
Pretty uncomfortable for him here. The Ancestor, oh no, he just killed most of a pair of phase boots on Wild Daddy's courier before he died there.
Very
So that's an
unfortunate.
interesting trade. 2 for 1, technically. Not that that often happens at 8 minutes, but that's where we're at. 2 for 1. 2 different lanes. Support combo is Okay, the
Lots of
blood
CC
grenade.
in this one.
Wow, Daddy, very low. Interesting to me that that Void Spirit's going for the more dangerous, more difficult to get kill on the support lineup here.
Yeah, especially
More
considering
dangerous,
the
more
stuff
difficult to
with.
get, and less upside for it as well.
And he got the neutral creep killed, by the way. He did not get any.
Oh
Count.
my god. So this guy's just
This
been down here at 300 HP. That's like what, one use of like one Void Spirit skill at this point? Yeah, it's like,
yeah,
or not one
like just
skill, but one combo.
press alt and auto him, and then press E, and then he dies.
Yeah.
But Londroid is doing some interesting things with his build. I'm not gonna lie. What are his items on the bear?
Right now, nothing. He had phase
Nothing.
boots coming in on courier, which I assume is going to the bear, but that
This
died.
guy, he's committing a lot of sins with this build. 2 pairs
Sure.
of boots.
Charlie Wang is committed bongo boots.
Yeah, he's just going drums, which I guess is fine. I really desperately hope that he's not gonna rush the actual boost of endurance, because that's going to be a huge mistake.
Making the Earth sweat up here, trying to choke some of this farm out, but of course, map's too big to do that, brother man. Not on your own. So
I mean, he's doing pretty good because the camps up there really don't provide any value. They're incredibly spaced out and terrible. If he wanted to choke out space well, he should be taking the jungle under the Ursa right now, because this jungle at the top is it's pretty bad.
what the
Okay.
hell?
Oh,
I mean, I know why he did that, but
he can kill him here if he just black holes.
and Black Hole comes out, and as predicted, the Ursa dies. That was definitely worth
He made
missing
that.
this team fight at mid where 2 people died.
He made that way more difficult for him.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Hell yeah, can we get some more high disk usage, please? Ah, that's what I like to see!
Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Radiant T1 bot goes down, Dire T1 top also down. It's been down for a minute though. Enigma, quite close to the blink actually. He is just shy of it after the kill on Ursa. I like how we've just gone back to status quo here. Like, we've just gone right back to Enigma farming the exact same camp again, Ursa farming the exact same wave again. Nothing has changed.
Nothing changed.
Look at the net worth chart here. You can see, yeah, this Enigma is ballin'.
Yeah, Enigma has been having a great time, just relaxing. His lane went insanely well.
And there's his
considering
blank.
Yeah, really solid itemization. Yeah,
Void
well,
Spirit
the
creeping
two
in on
basic-
the Shadow Shaman here. Hey, he
Void
finally got his
Spirit
he finally got his phase boots for the bear. How about that?
Void Spirit has less net worth than the Witch Doctor,
Radiant
which is not
structures
great.
are
Yeah.
This guy
Meanwhile,
needs to be-
Anti-Mage has about as much net worth as the Jug. He almost had a pause 1 lane here, basically.
Yeah. Fortunately, though, he's building an Echo Saber. Or what is he building?
He is building it Manta
Battle
style.
Fury? Oh no, he's building an Echo Saber, yeah. He has an Echo.
Global silence. Oh, buddy, let's see this actually play out. Let's see this crash for a minute. Okay, there we go. Let's see this actually play out. We were looking away at the time. Enigma, this is kind of pretty bad looking for Enigma. He has no mana here at all, basically. Global silence is going to stop the Witch Doctor ult, and the Shackle gets the they get the both move the support line. Though the Enigmite's buffed with the drum, doing a lot of damage, actually. Midnight Pulse is going to doom this lone druid, who probably shouldn't have been here to begin with, if I'm being honest with you.
I don't know what Londroid is doing there, yeah. That is a curious position to be in.
Like, let's call a spade a spade. We got 3 of the greediest heroes in our time on the Dire. It definitely does not seem to me like there is money in trying to assist these very bad-looking fights. It seems to me like the way you would want to play this as a lone druid is to try to take as few risks as possible, and when you see a fight that looks like that, call it space, not, you know, time to jump.
I think the way you want to play this as Lone Druid is to not commit such cardinal sins. You're fighting
Also
without your
true.
ult. You're buying 2 pairs of boots. You're buying great bands.
This guy is level 9 no ult.
Like,
This guy is never ulting.
it's horrific. Like, perhaps a little bit harsh, but this is horrible Lone Druid gameplay. It makes me sad to look at.
Oof.
Like, 2 pairs of boots, Wraith bands, no ult, Roar before ult. Roar is one of the worst abilities in the game, level 1, by the way. Like, this thing fears for 0.8 seconds. It's nothing. Just sad, but it's okay. At least he's playing the hero. Most people don't.
Yep. The the Void Spirit gets engaged on a little bit by Anti-Mage here, has the haste rune to bail him out, is building up the Ags immediately.
He has a haste rune, but he has nothing else.
Yep.
Like, his inventory is actually so empty.
Yeah, this guy is basically paused 4 Void Spear right now. Basically. For all intents and purposes, Charlie Wang is going to play Demolition Derby here. Just Demolition Crew. Send all the Enigmites to just hit that tower. When Anti-Mage walks a little too close, hit him too. Why not? Void Spirit is a chicken. He's going to lose the last of his mana. Shackles happen for about a third of a second. I like how Kurisu realized he was about to get broken, tried to end the shackles, but did it a little too late, so it didn't come out. Ursa only now has bought that Battle Fury. He was pretty close earlier. I think the deaths he took set him back a little bit.
Okay, the remnant.
Hello, Roche!
That's great. That's very amusing.
Juggernaut coming through. Juggernaut getting hit with the cask here. The Void Spirit, very dead looking. That was
Amazing black hole.
1/3 of a second black hole. And hey, it's not even going to matter. He's going to get the Anti-Mage. He's going to get the Shadow Shaman killed. They're going to lose the AA. This is crazy talk on Jug's part. You're telling me this guy already has a Ghost Scepter? Wow. That's super fast. Black Joe looking very dead.
Ult on Lone Druid, unused. Of course.
Didn't need it. 4 for 2.
I feel like the fight
You got a
could
post-battle?
have gone differently if Enigma did not cancel his black hole.
Yeah. I think that was another situation, actually, funnily enough. Okay, what?
Okay.
Ursa
How
going nuts down here trying to pursue bonus kills. Trying to pursue the Juggernaut. Made that just a much less valuable team fight. What is the rest of the team doing? A ult is going to land on 2. Actually going to land on 3 at past Anti-Major. Enigma, very bad spot. Getting pretty donked here. The Anti-Mage actually dies of AA ult.
Yeah, this fight is not really great. There's no point in this fight, really. They're fighting over nothing.
Yeah, there was never. It was just to run in the jungle to try and save the Ursa, and then they died. I'd say 22. Despite the team being 4 for 3, the Radiant is actually the one who find themselves with the gold advantage here. 22-01 to 98, and never mind, cause Jug died at the Lotus Pit. This is chaos, baby. This is nonsense. Enigmite's working on the tower here.
Interesting.
Not the Enigmite! He used the Diffusal active on a single Enigmite! That's rude.
He's gotta catch him. He's gotta catch him. Needs to.
This guy is floating 2,436 gold right now.
I really hope he's not buying what I think he wants to buy. If it's a
What do you-
Radiance, I will personally contact him and express my unhappiness.
Go right ahead.
I'll have
There's
to.
a shield
if
on
it's
top.
a Radiance. I'm gonna send him a nice message like, hey man, please don't buy Radiance on Lone Druid. Sincerely, Lone Druid. A message from the hero himself. I think he's gonna appreciate
You know
it.
him?
Oh, Lone Druid? Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. I actually used to know about him myself, but we haven't been talking much the last couple of years.
He's a bit of a mysterious guy. Lone Druid, not so much.
A mysterious guy?
Yeah. Mysterious.
That's like a pun he would make. Like, his lines are really that bad.
Yeah. He's a funny guy. I like having fun.
BKB on the Enigma here.
I feel like he's gonna die without pressing ult here.
Three-man
A
smoke.
wonderful smoke.
Okay, I don't know if you needed to do that. Maybe you did. Nobody else in the team wanted to follow up on it at all.
He missed the A ult if you go back.
Oh no, yeah he did. You can see it not on him here. Now they're going to kill the AA, they're going to kill the silencer. That was a... I mean, that wouldn't have been worth it if he had landed the A ult, frankly. That was that was a blunder.
But I think it's quite impressive how this Enigma, he had a wonderful early game, but he really shat the bed. Like,
Oof.
2 fights in a row, he messed up. Not too great.
Krem... I assume Krem here was trying to bait out into a position where he could get one guy to move forward and then Omni-slash him, but unfortunately they did not split the way he wanted them to, and he just got sliced up on the retreat.
He just got messed up because they the Echo Saber double hit took all of his mana and he couldn't Omni-slash. But
Yep.
plan was
No.
not great.
No, the Enigma.
Fortunate. Bear food now.
Yep.
Ah, he has a Maelstrom on the Lone Druid.
And he's gonna get killed by Enigmite, well, and the Void Spirit. But can you imagine if it was just the Enigmites?
He should be alive here if he hits things.
He hit nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, in fairness, he did hit things. He just didn't hit enough things. He hit most of the buttons on that keyboard.
He just had to like keep his bear to hit things there, and he would have lived with the lifesteal, but he did not do too much of it. He has the spirit like passive, right? Yeah.
Interesting to see the Rod of Atos underway on the AA. I would have expected the Yules on that guy. Do not like the Ags on the Silencer. Like, I was talking at the top of the game about, you know, the AA Yules, the Silencer probably gets Rod. And even if you don't get, like, if you both get Yules or, you know, you reverse it or whatever the combination is, I do think the support line does need those items in this game. I don't think this Ags is going to do what he thinks it's going to do here, frankly. Not when the enemy team could just right-click go home.
This Ags has absolutely no purpose to it. Yeah, it's not great. He is going to be eaten. He's going to be bear food. Whether it's Lone Druid's bear or Ursa. It's not great. He needs 4 stuff.
The Mantis Style nearly done on the Juggernaut here.
Juggernaut seems okay on the farm front.
Granola is actually back in first place, but I predict for some weird reason he's not going to be for long. 5 seconds on the black hole here. I think there's some question of if it's even needed. Definitely is now. But he's not going to use it.
Yeah.
Kind of unfortunate. I think maybe the play there would have been to stay back a little bit longer in the smoke, let the fucking hell.
Yeah, they could have just like waited until Ursa pressed ult before they used their only disable.
Also true.
He really does not have any dispel besides his ult, so you just wait for the ult. His shard doesn't dispel, by the way. It only gives him the range.
Oh, well, how about that? Goodbye, Juggernaut. Tries to spin TP in... Wow, he almost actually makes it. I was about to say, in the worst situation to spend TP in the universe. Just the nightmare spin TP. Almost actually works here, because Ursa isn't that scary yet, but...
It was a pretty close one.
Yeah,
Fan of this anti-mage build, honestly.
it,
It's a
it
pretty fun build.
it's starting to look kind of bad for the Chuck team. The Dire is just, you know, you would. I don't think there's anybody who would look at this lineup and say that Radiant is going to be the late game powerhouse. And yet here at 23 minutes, the Dire are up 8k. That is not a good combination. I've often said that the absolute best way to win as a late game team is to win early game.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Yeah, the issue for Radiant is that, of course, their draft
Radiant's middle
is
tower is under attack.
way worse, but they had a really strong lead on their Enigma in the early game, but unfortunately the Enigma had some very sad fights when he was when he was at his strongest. The fights kind of just went really terribly, and so he lost his lead. And
Shoutouts to
he was,
Doughboy and
like,
chat with
only
us.
thing- Yeah, it was like only thing going on.
Yeah. The Enigma ran out of steam, and it felt like once the Enigma ran out, they really didn't have anything left to go off of for the most part. The Juggernaut is absolutely not ready to go yet. He is not really ready to, like, 1v5 guys. Not like this is really a Jug 1v5 game anyway. Between the Ursa and the Lone Druid, like, this is rough. They actually had to run at a Roche here when it was really low. They smoked in. This is a smart strategy from the Charlie Wang team.
Yeah, this is a nice smoke.
Smoke it into Roche. Shoutouts to Lumix crying in chat.
Interesting that Lone Druid is not there. Like, this could actually just be a free Roche.
It,
Very sad build.
And now we get to the most fun part of the LD2L experience, where both teams sit around the Roche pit waiting for the other team to, like, try and make a move and go in. Never mind, Chuck is going to disband here. They're just going to run out and go do camps.
Yeah,
For the most part,
animation
there is as well.
in chat right now.
What?
Very interesting build, Lumix. I like it. I approve.
I like the locked Ring of Regen, or Ring of Health here.
I had to do that so it doesn't turn into Echo Saber.
Yeah. You mean this?
Yeah, I mean, not turn into Perseverance. I mean,
Yeah.
when he was building the Echo Saber. The Dire team is playing this very questionably right now, because
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
they can buy a smoke, do something.
I
'Cause they
mean,
haven't-
game's in their hands. Well, you think the Ursa anti-mage lone druid team is going to lose if this game goes long? I mean, anti-mage
Yeah.
counterspell comes out a bit late, but
Radiant's
the
top
thought
tower
is there at
under
least.
attack.
And nothing comes of it. Lone druid is going to just split push down T2 top, like completely actually. Ursa is going to do Roche. They're going to get a one-man black hole on anti-mage. Please tell me he gets the kill.
doesn't die.
No, he's going
I
to ult a target with full mana and then die. Okay. Ursa
Yeah,
in
yeah.
on the wow, that was a big AL, just got everyone.
Yeah, nothing.
No follow up though, they're gonna lose the Blade Spirit, so 1-for-1 trade. Just losing the mid so
Yeah.
far. Gundam noob dying SMH, very true.
I think Anti-Mage could have definitely lived there if he just
Yeah, if
pressed
he was
E
just
first.
mashing blank in there. Yeah, I think he lives.
Would have happened.
I think he
thing
just
is,
got
like,
excited.
They can kind of just win.
Yeah, they're
I
just
do
going
like-
uphill now.
Here's the first thing that I like from this Lone Druid is that he's just hitting buildings quite well.
Are fortified.
I appreciate that. I would be very happy if he buys Shard. Does not seem.
Doughboy,
he's
this
fine.
guy hates your replacement.
That is a
Radiant's middle tower has
goodbye Serpent Port.
For the record, Doughboy, the guy in chat, is the guy this dude is standing in for. Well, Daddy. Jug got rooted there, immediately had to use the spin. Anti-Mage is going deep in. Hasn't really found anything back there, though. Neither team really seems to want to commit to this at the moment, but that is a win for the Dire, who just gets to take the range racks here for free from downtown. We've got the Anti-Mage.
cannot believe they let that lone druid walk away. He resummoned his bear when his ult is out, so he has boots of travel.
Yes.
Damn.
This guy remembers the Alliance dream.
I'm surprised he doesn't have a radiance. Because that would fit him quite well.
Alliance didn't build that.
No, this guy's just playing the 2014 Lone Druid.
Yeah, exactly. When I graduated high school, this is how you played Lone Druid. By the way, I'm 29 right now.
Pretty young.
True. This is crazy talk on Anti-Mage's part, but it's kind of worked. No, it's not really worked. They just traded Anti-Mage for support here. It's going to work better once once the Void Spirit here dies. Void Spirit does have the buyback.
Okay.
Not like Void Spirit wants to use that buyback, but I don't know how much of a choice he has.
It's very difficult to see how Radiant wins here unless they just... The Dire team just groups up for a 5-man black hole. Even
Yeah,
then,
I mean,
I'm looking to great. Interesting.
like this 5-man black hole. Never mind, it's 4-man. But Chriser can't do anything to this guy because he's BKB'd.
Ult missed. The stationary targets. And the bear died to the tower.
Got Shaman. Well, going in just wants to use this Aegis at this point, I think. I think Karisu going in is a bit brave, perhaps. And actually, Granola may have been ill-advised to use that double ult here. Or to use that Aegis here.
Interesting engagement.
That's a overall 3-for-1 trade. Big black hole there. Well, actually, it's a 4-for-1 trade. Anti-Mage has just respawned since last we looked at the fight recap. Oh, shoutouts to Nini Karisu, who is currently in chat with us. Everybody on this Granola team is here at Smash Ultimate, except Granola himself, who's sadly missing. Even though Granola is the one who requested the game. How about that? What can you do? And I even did it seconds, because I'm pretty confident Granola's somewhere out west, so... Oh well, what can you do? Sanjin Yasha on the Lone Druid, like on the Druid.
How about that mental breakdown, not gonna lie.
This guy is 4-3-10 right now, by the way. He's a top net worth in the server.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh,
It
Barrett,
is-
also in chat. Sorry, Barrett. No, it's because I looked at the viewers and I saw your name there. That's what happened, definitely.
Itemization on the Lone Druid leaves a lot to be desired. A lot. Leaves it all to be desired.
Yeah, when I was saying this guy is
that
playing...
goes after.
When I was saying Moon River was playing the Pause 4 Void Spirit, I was not kidding. This is Pause 4 maxing right now.
He is truly in the depths of despair buying this item.
Yeah, he is up 100 gold from the Witch Doctor. He is down 5,000 gold from the next lowest core. This is the darkest time in Moon River history right here.
We have Witch Doctor still with his Grigri in his inventory. Not using it. He's saving
Sure.
it.
Gris Gris.
No.
That's how it's pronounced, is Gris Gris.
No. Chris.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, I don't know the origins of that word. What happened here?
Granola is mad. Boots of Bearing on the Enigma. Most of an Ags on the Earth. So Global Silence is out here.
Radiant's
They actually gonna have the potential to do something against the Eartha. Yeah,
I don't know how that happened, but it's good.
I assume they just, well, let's see. They did this. They hit Global Silence and then hit Omni Slash is the
Yeah, but he has a
answer.
Manta, so don't know how that Manta got worked out, I guess. Okay. Not sure why they kept fighting after the Omni was used. That's quite unfortunate.
2-for-2 trade there. About stalemate for money. Just 200 gold for the Radiant. Meanwhile, this is happening. Lone Druid is hitting buildings. Takes out the range Rex here, and then walks away.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Meanwhile, this is happening. Ursa's hitting buildings. They're really playing a very aggressive building-oriented game here.
Radiant's bottom
Every
And
time
they're-
somebody distracts, like somebody goes out, gets a radiant to distract them, and then somebody else in the dire just goes and hits a building, and they just took out a ranged, ranged melee Rex for free, literally.
They're playing this quite good in this regard because the enemy team really has nothing in terms of single heroes. Like they are entirely based around team fights, and their team is very good at having single heroes. Like Lone Druid is
Yep.
good on his own, Antimate's good on his own, Ursa. So if they split up, they're actually doing a lot better than the enemy.
And on top of that, just to make matters worse, I mean, even if that wasn't the case, they're currently playing at a 17k net worth deficit. Like,
Yeah, quite a bit of gold. I'm gonna have to leave after this game, by the way. I don't think I'm gonna be here for the last game. 'cause,
awesome.
Yeah, it's 4:45 a.m. So
I was surprised you stayed for this one, to be honest with you.
yeah.
I'm a big fan of the casual cloak, and Wild Daddy is too. He built 2 of them.
Two. He
Yeah, he's got one on him and one on
has
the
one of the main
bear.
hero.
Yeah, baby.
He is a, I mean, a creative person. I can say.
Yeah.
He believes in equality. He's giving a boot for the bear, boot for the hero, cloak for the bear, cloak for the hero.
It's true.
This is so worthless. This game. It makes me sad. Your hero already gets like around 60% status resistance. Like if you hover over demolish right now, the second ability on the bear, it gives him extra magic resistance for free.
Yeah,
And this also
33%.
This also goes on the hero when he ults. So the hero has like 60%. But get the cloak, I guess.
Radiant scan out, identify correctly that there is trouble brewing. They scanned out exactly where the oh no, baby, goodbye. Say goodbye to Void Spirit.
Yeah, he's got the ghost scepter.
Yep.
Harpoon on the anti-mage into
Yeah,
this
baby.
monster.
Again, another one of these anti-Medusa builds when there's no Medusa in town.
Yeah, it's a very
It's kind of
If you-
reminds me of when they first changed the mana break to do like the
top tower.
to have the bonus if you're already out of mana.
I mean,
Reminds me of
if
that.
you
Ursa is
really
going to take
hate
another one.
mana, like, if you want to play for this kind of build that like drains people's mana really quickly, you don't have to buy Tuzo, you can just buy the axe on anti-mage.
Well, here's the
Axe
thing.
does
This
that
is in
better.
character for Anti-Mage. He's role-playing. Is Granola gonna die? Granola's gonna die! Roche kicked his ass! Oh no,
He's not
baby!
looking.
That sucks.
That is an interesting way to die. I think he had multiple ways to survive that.
Yeah. He actually, I believe, died with the Ags and Rage up, which could have stopped him from being stun locked and allowed him to not just get hammered to death there.
Dire's bottom
I feel like he literally was not looking at his screen for that. to
Probably.
happen.
I had to give P a kill on me. What can you do? There we go, that's the real deal. It's all for sportsmanship.
Except that he didn't even give it. He gave it to Roche. So he's lying.
Yeah, that's true! Oh no, baby, that's not good. Man, imagine how awesome that would have been. I mean, it's like all going to AA, so who cares that much, right? It doesn't mean much, but
He's gonna get.
imagine how
the
awesome it
eight
would have been to get the solo kill on the Roche with the AA ult there. You would have been drowning in money on that AA. Probably would have rocketed past the Void Spirit.
Not too difficult.
It's true. Okay. Juggernaut versus Anti. Never mind. All right. That's all. That's always awesome. 2 ships passing the night. Anti-mage joining up with the lone druid here. Got AC queued up, presumably for the druid. Now it's got the hyperstone of the bear.
Assuming this will go on the bear because
Yeah. The bear has the
that makes sense.
hyperstone. It would be weird
Nothing
to take. Be weird to take the hyperstone off of the bear. Speaking of bear, Versa does have Skull Basher. Has both eggs and shard. AC complete. Got the BKB up on the Witch Doctor, which is kind of bad news. They're taking their time here. I mean, again, they have all the right in the world to. They're the late game team. They have a 23k net worth advantage. They can do anything they want right now.
They're playing a little too afraid. Considering
These guys could have 5 guys die in the enemy fountain area, like 3 times in a row, and they would still be up. They would still like be massively favored to win at this juncture. Look at that, AC on the bear.
Great. Happy for him. I'm assuming he's gonna buy an Ags now.
Shard on
Which
the
is not
druid.
good. Oh my god, did he take the attack speed talent over the
Yes.
attack speed talent?
Radiant's top
This guy's
tower
gonna get me
is
hard
under
attack.
attack.
This is awesome.
He also went Pyrrhic Cloak, which I feel like he does not have the ability to use that item 2 times in a fight. I would be impressed if he did that. He's also making a lot of money.
Jug
Oh,
going
it's
for
really
the yeah. This guy has been at the top of the net worth chart for virtually the entire game. He doesn't even have to build anymore. He's just floating 3k. I think he's just saving for buyback.
Just thinking about life right now. Thinking of all this wealth is even worth it.
I think the actual idea, perhaps, at this point is that they were saving for buyback on the druid. Rip 2 PS of all. Saving for buyback on the druid, wanted to get 2 lives out of him for a final push and put it away.
I mean, they can literally just do the classic Lone Druid play here, where team goes bot to fight, Lone Druid goes top to kill tower.
You mean like they did?
Yeah.
And he killed the tower and also a range tracks? And only now
No,
is there... Are they doing anything about it?
The strange part is that there wasn't even a fight happening. The enemy team just didn't do anything.
It's not true. The team, the Dire killed the AA, and then everybody on the Radiant just immediately ran where all 5 of the guys on the Dire were. Even though they kind of already cleared out by that point.
Okay.
That was a lot of skills to be used on an AA illusion, I gotta tell you. Or not an AA illusion, an AM illusion. Gotta tell you.
Situation is looking pretty dire right now.
I don't get it.
It's like dire means like bad, and then the enemy, the team that's winning is like the dire team. So it's like looking at the dire.
What? Okay.
2 Pyrrhic Cloaks.
Yeah.
Actually talented.
Got the AM in the black hole, and it's just a shame that the follow-up was Barrett hitting the ult and killing everybody. Shoot, they have glyphed to keep the Ancient alive. No when to fold them, my guys.
Oh, great. So, it was a close game.
Yeah.
Could have been anyone's game.
Yeah.
For sure.
Very competitive matchup. I'm very surprised Charlie Wang voted on this series.
Yeah, it's quite the game. Unfortunate. Somehow worse than the one with anti-mage mid and Wizard offlane.
Yeah.
But that's gonna be all. There's only one more game today.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. We'll say goodbye to you for now.
I mean, yeah, I did 3 out of 4. Think I did good enough.
There you go. That's 75%. That's a passing grade on a test.
Yeah, let's go. So happy. That was pretty fun.
Yep.
Had a good time.
with that, we'll run down. You can quietly step out while I run down the post-game analysis of this one.
Good.
This was a pretty simple case. The Granola team had a much better late game lineup. They won the early game. That's as simple as it gets. The Clock and Ball Torture lineup, you had this really bad. I mean, it was just such a nightmare drug game. It really did not benefit him to pick that so early. I think even if Granola had gotten the jug, it could not possibly have been a worse game for Krem. I think they really wanted to pick him later on because it's like, they want to do deny picks. They actually have to play that game. They are now the ones who have to wade through 2 of your own counterattacks, right? To do that. The jug just came out too early. It was answered just far too effectively. The Ursa versus Jug matchup, never good for him. The Lone Druid versus Jug matchup, just never good for him. The Anti-Mage didn't even really interact with the guy all that often. He was just there. He was just there to break everybody else's back. But just these 3, let's just call a spade. These 3 pause 1-esque heroes that just got this early gold advantage. When they were 8k up at 20 minutes, it felt like the writing was already on the wall. The Clock and Ball Torture team needed to get a very good, decisive early game win, but you had those awkward team fights. You had a lot of overinvestment into very doomed fights, and you had you had a support line which, in combination, was really not very useful. You just need, I think, a more grounded traditional support if you're going to run a guy like this AA, like this Silencer, and it's hard to run him both side lanes because I think both those heroes are not very strong laners, frankly. And, I mean, this isn't going to be a shock, I guess, because, they didn't do good, either of those 2 lanes. I guess the AA and Enigma lane did fairly well. Didn't really come out of lane meaning much, but AA in the Enigma did fairly well. But that Juggernaut Silencer had a couple of early kills and had not a lot of momentum. Go player net worth chart. Yep, you can see just immediately after lane phase, the Jug's only doing as good as the guy he was laning against, and that lead completely gone at 20 minutes. Just no momentum from this. Support. When you have a weak support line, when you have a weak 3 and under club, you are really vulnerable in those early game fights, which is kind of ironic in this case, because this is a team that should have these early game fights completely locked up, but just because of that, they don't have it. Your 2 options at that point really were to either just run a bunch of very early game oriented heroes, or to just try to, I don't know, find some random power spike from 30 to 40 minutes to play around. They didn't really do that here. I guess Juggernaut kind of fits that bill to a degree, but the Enigma, the Void Spirit, just stick out for that purpose. Awkward draft, didn't come off very well. What can you do? We'll see what happens next time.